So, hello from Ireland. My name is Imelda Ellis Erasmus, and I was actually born in South Africa, but I've been living in Ireland now since the beginning of 2011. So, I started doing loads of crafts since I was a very young child. I grew up in a house where everyone was making things with their hands. So I was very fortunate in that way that I learned a lot of things along the way, and I loved creating things. But I always loved to draw, but I never liked painting. I never liked my hands to get dirty. So I didn't really think art would be an option for me. And then, as life goes on, I was introduced to art quilts into the year 2000 when I went to the South African National Quilt Festival. And when I saw what people did with fabric and threads, it was just this wonderful light bulb moment for me. But my goodness, this is what I would like to do. Because suddenly didn't need any paint or anything. I could just use fabric and threads instead. So when I moved to Ireland, my life was a little bit more relaxed, and I had much more time to really pursue art. I went to the local library and I took out any book that I could find about art, and I really read a little bit more about art and the theory around it. My dad was a good photographer, so since I was a young child, he taught me a lot about composition, and I think my eye got used to what should be in a picture. And I learned a lot of things that I didn't really realize at the time. But then when I started reading about art, a lot of things made sense to me. And then, well, Ireland is just so beautiful. It's an amazing country, and I really flourish here as an artist. I uh, just, I love landscapes and I love nature, and we live here in the country. So I'm very fortunate. I can walk down the road and I have so much inspiration. But on the other hand, Africa will always be in my blood. And this quilt, Flamingos in the Free State, is a South African themed quilt. And I can never I will never lose that. And yeah, so that is, I'm sort of in both countries. It is just a wonderful outlet of something that is just inside me. I want to share beauty around me with other people. I want to open their eyes to see what is around us. Sometimes I think people just think they don't really realize what they see, and I think it's our task as artists to make people aware of certain things. I love working representational. I will never in my life be an abstract type of artist. That's just not me. I love showing people something that they could recognize easily, but in an interesting way. Very lucky that I have a studio. It's a medium-sized room, but it's big enough for my sewing machines, and I have a sit-down mid-arm uh, quilt quilt machine, so that helps a lot. You know that you have enough room for that, enough room for all your fabrics and your books, and I have a beautiful um, design wall that my husband put on one side with enough light as well. So it's good to have that as well. What I'm doing, at times I could just start with an idea. I usually use some of my photographs as a starting point, and then if it's a smaller work, I would just start collaging fabrics and creating something. But in a big piece like this is a type of quilt that I don't make many of. I would make one, say, one a year or one in 2 years. And then I would really plan. I would usually draw out the whole basic idea. And in this piece, I drew each of the flamingos. I sketched them until I'm happy that I know exactly what's going on with them, and also to decide on the scale of each of them. And only then would I start with the fabric. I have a process where I use strips of fabric to piece the background. I use a very narrow piece, like a quarter of an inch finished, near the horizon. And as I move forward, the strips get wider, and then I join them at a 45 degree angle to give you depth. And so once the background is created, I would then do each of the flamingos. Each flamingo was a separate little quilt, a mini quilt. So I finish it totally. I use like raw edge applique, and then quite a bit of stitching on it. It's just easier to manage a small piece than on the big piece. And then I applique them, and that also gives you nice dimension. They stand out a little bit more. Something that was a bit of a challenge in this quilt was the reflections, because I knew that was crucial. And in the end, what I just did was to use some of the colors of the flamingos, just cutting strips of that and trapping it behind some gray tulle, just at the end to create the reflections.
Yeah.
But don't ask me how long it takes me, because I can't tell you. Because I'm working full time, it's very difficult. I use whatever time I have to create the art. And yeah, so I use 10 minutes tonight and half an hour tomorrow night. And then on a Monday, I would use the whole day. So yeah, it depends. Say it take months. I would
Yeah.
say easily like 4 months from the start to the end. And often you would have some idea for years before you actually get to the stage where you execute it.
hmm
So there's loads of quilts inside my head. I just wish I had more time. And I think that is my big problem in life, is that I don't have enough time. But hopefully, in 2 years' time, I would be able to retire and
Yeah.
have more time just to pursue the art. Um, it's an interesting story, actually. Um, Usually, I work from my own photographs, but the flamingos, actually, the photographs that I used were taken by a very good friend of mine who lives on a farm in the Free State. It's right in the center of South Africa. And it's also very close to where my husband grew up as a child. So when I saw all these flamingos that she took these detailed photographs, I showed it to Rossi, my husband, and I said, "Flamingos in the Free State? Have you ever heard of that?" And he looked at me, he said, "Iselda, but there's loads of flamingos in the Free State." But it was a part of the Free State that I wasn't really familiar with. So there's
Mhm.
actually some breeding colonies not very far from where their farm was. And so that's where the theme came from. But then a very sad thing happened about, I would say, 200 kilometers from there. There was a pollution in a dam where there was breeding colonies of flamingos. And that was actually what spoke to me to make a flamingo quilt. You know, I just thought that's my way to respond. I don't like making anything sad, but I wanted to show people the beauty of these birds. You know, they're so graceful. I always feel they look like ballerinas to me. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was actually why I made this quilt specifically. Now, I usually like working with cotton because I don't paint. I have very good friend. I have a very good friend who does beautiful painting. I must say, some of the fabrics that I used in this piece, I did um, dye myself doing snow dyeing because we
Hmm.
had some snow, which is rare in Ireland, but at some stage and when my sister heard it was snowing, she said, "You need to try the snow dyeing." And I had some vermilion dye just that I could use then. And some of the fabrics are hand dyed. Also the background, my sister would also dye some fabrics for me. And then lots of them are commercial. You know, I just look what's in my stash and take out all the blues. I used a lot of blues in this school. I must say, it is wonderful. You know, we live on an island which is not very big. We're not that many quilters. So to know that my work has the opportunity to travel and to be seen by many more eyes around the world is really, it's wonderful. And oh, it's always good to be recognized for your work. You know, I think it's a confirmation of that what you do is good enough. And yeah, no, I think that is the wonderful thing that one's work was recognized. And I'm really grateful to Martha Zielman who compiled the book as well as the exhibition. I saw Martha's her previous books. I own them as well, and never in my life did I think my work will be in one as well. So that's wonderful. Yeah. Just wish to create joy. I think it's important that people would just feel good when they see my work. And also hopefully to make them aware, you know, of um, bad things that can happen in nature, but that one should always try to also look at the positive side and at the beauty of nature. I think, first of all, don't hesitate, just start. But I do think it's important to do some workshops. You know, I was fortunate to early in my life, I did three very, very good workshops with international teachers. And I must say, if you can get tools to use, you know, it makes it much easier. But don't let anything hold you back. You know, even if you don't always know, it's good to ask other people. And for that reason, I think it's important to belong to an organization like SAQA, which helps us so much. But also locally, you know, to try to find a group. There's so many groups everywhere, and you know, inquire at the most of your fabric stores would usually know where you can get linked in with a group. And I think that means a lot if you could have some people working with you to guide you. And that's very important for me as well. And I started a group here in Ireland from scratch in the Midlands of Ireland for quilters. And we're now going to hang our fourth exhibition now in June in our library. You know, I really feel it's important that young quilters should be encouraged, and also to encourage people to develop in new areas as well. You know, often you would get traditional quilters that has the potential to be wonderful art quilters, but you
Mhm.
need to help them and encourage them. And that's what I like to do.